So I recently bought the PSP 3000 in 2023, and I'm here to tell you if it's worth buying or not. So to kick things off, I got this for nostalgia, and a lot of you are probably going out to get these for nostalgia as well. That's the only reason I got mine, because I remember playing this as a kid, the endless hours on this, and how ahead of its time it was. So let's go ahead and start with the price of this in 2023. They go for, on the secondhand market, about 60, 80, $100. Depends where you're looking for. So this one I got here was $90, and you can find some for 60, $50. Just keep in mind that they're probably not going to be in the greatest condition, and it's usually the 1000 series. What I have is the 3000 series, and this got me up to $90 after tax with free shipping. I bought it on Mercari. I saw someone else talk about that place, so I used that to buy. But a lot of these prices are skyrocketing right now. Honestly, for the price alone, I wouldn't go for it if it's 150. I don't care how many games it comes with. It's not 150. It's not worth 150. I understand it's harder to get your hands on these now and in good condition, and the first party housing that Sony made, because the secondhand market of housing isn't the best. I personally don't think that you should pay for this if it's over $100. Mine was about $100. It's close to it. That's the only price I saw that was reasonable, and the with good condition, with pretty good condition. Everything I saw 60 and under, not the best condition. They were missing an analog stick. This part right here, they were missing that, and just the back of it looked horrible. Everything. This actually looks good. The only downside on this one is that if you can see at the top, there's a little bit of crack, a little bit of space, and dust can get in. So it's in, you can see it in the screen, and that's not supposed to be like that. But next, let's go on to the specifications on the size and everything. It's about the size of my hand, very portable, about the size of an iPhone 11. That's what I have, just standard edition. The entire PSP is about the size of the whole phone. Very easy to take with you. It's a little thicker than I remember. Even the slim model, the PSP 2000 and 3000 were skinnier than the 1000, and I remember how sleek and slim it felt. But compared to phones nowadays, it's not as slim as I remember it. But then again, I had this when I was a kid. Now, if you had one as a kid and remember it fitting in your hands perfectly, you could play the games amazingly. Just realize now that you're grown, this thing's kind of hard to use. I start getting a cramp under my pinky because I kind of rest it down there. It's not as easy to play on as it used to be, because obviously my hands were much smaller at the time. Honestly, for comfortability, it's not the most comfortable, but you can definitely play old school games on it, and it's fun. Now, let's move on to what would even be the purpose of having this. Okay, so reason being, if you want to just have a dedicated device to take with you anywhere to just play your old school games, your PSP games, PS1 games, you can mod it and homebrew it, or whatever it's called. I don't know. Basically, you can put NES games, SNES, retro games, things like that. You can put all that on here if you just mod it. You can find plenty of tutorials on YouTube for that. But what do I use it for right now? I just put games that I used to play when I had it. So let's go God of War, Chains of Olympus, God of War, Ghost of Sparta. Then there's Prince of Persia, Revelations, and Prince of Persia, Rival Swords. The Forgotten Sands for Prince of Persia as well. GTA Liberty City Stories, GTA Vice City Stories, Midnight Club LA Remix, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Games like that I have. I do plan on putting retro games and playing that on this. And I think it's a good idea to have because of my son. When he gets older, I think he'll have a fun time playing on this, and just something for him to have. We can share it. I don't play it as much as I thought I would when I got this. I think he'll enjoy it. Now, here's the thing. Anything you can do on this, you can run on a PC. You can run on your phone, and they have plenty of PSP emulators. You can do on a Vita if you already have one of those, because you can run PSP on the Vita. But the thing is that if you want that nostalgia, you're going out there for the reason of nostalgia, get one of these for sure. Definitely don't cough up more than $100 for this with shipping and everything. If you're looking to buy one that's brand new. It has its own custom housing, clear red case, like this being red, white, black, different colors. Then it's gonna cost you a little more, over $100. It's been going around 150. So if you want one that looks brand spank new and it's already modded, even some that aren't modded but have a really good case and looks brand new, those are gonna cost you a lot more. You just get one from someone that's done using it, then it'll be somewhere between $60 to $100. The ones on the lower end, just know you are paying what you're getting for. So you're gonna be getting a PSP that's a lot more broken down and a lot more used up, torn up by a kid than one that costs a little more. All right, next, let me run you through just a little bit, just a little showcase of what to expect if you buy one, if you're thinking about getting one. So my PSP is already modded. I already put some custom firmware on it, so it's not going to have that classic intro, but some of those classic sounds. So it does take a minute. I have about 100 gigabytes. I put a custom SD card. I'll show you actually real quick. Memory Stick Pro Duo compatible micro SD adapter. All right, in here is 128 gigabyte Samsung SD card, micro SD card. So slide that in. So that's the best way to get as many games as you want and have plenty of storage for everything you're ever going to need on a PSP. Classic experience, old sounds. Prince of Persia, Vice City, Liberty, Chains of Olympus, Rival Swords. Just some classic games overall.
I will return every blow he has landed against my kingdom. We are close, Prince. So close. Let us make him suffer.
So that's all you should really expect out of this. Nothing fancy, but I remember when I was looking to buy this, I was really excited to get it. And once I got it, the nostalgia washed over me, but it wasn't as exciting as it was looking to buy one. So, what are my thoughts on getting a PSP 3000 or just PSP in general in 2023? I say if you know you're going to use it and you know you want to play those classic games on the go, you don't usually play games at the house. If you're not going to be at the house playing the games, you're going to take a road trip or something, look into getting it on your phone first, see how it plays there. It's not the same, you just don't like it as much, go ahead and get one. Okay. Now, if you are getting one, just know this. If you're getting it for the sheer fact to be able to play games and you don't care what it looks like, get a cheap one. Go ahead, get a cheap one. Have an adapter to have plenty of storage for it and download custom ROMs somewhere online. You can just look up PSP games and then PSP ROMs, download it. There's tutorials online how to do that. If you're getting one for style points and you want the PSP to look nice, go ahead, cough up the extra money. Promise you, it's a lot easier than buying something to save money and doing it yourself if you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to put the time and effort into it. If you're not going to sit there and put the time and effort into customizing it yourself, taking off the housing, putting in new ones, changing all the parts, all that, and it's very complicated for you, you may have been able to save money there, but you might also mess up the PSP. So go ahead, buy one that is a little more expensive and it's already done for you. Might have some games on it, might not. Make sure they have chargers too. It'll look good. You'll be happy with it, and you don't have to fidget around taking it all apart yourself. It's a little more money, but it's worth it, in my opinion. Just keep in mind those buttons won't be the same, and it won't be perfect like the Sony version is, because They had it down to a T. And if you're like me and shopping for it is super exciting and you haven't thought it through enough, give it some time. Don't impulse buy it like I did. I am gonna make sure I get the most out of this, but as soon as I got it, it wasn't the same. The excitement for shopping was a lot more than actually having it. So again, if you're thinking about buying it, give it some time, give yourself a week or two, actually think it through, make sure you're looking everywhere you can for the best price, best deal. And if you're still wanting it after a few weeks, go ahead buy it. If not, if after a week, a few days, you already forget about it, don't get it. Try emulators first, PC, phone, whatever. Try all that first. Make sure you're being safe with it so that you don't get a virus. You're not downloading from sketchy websites. Make sure it's secure and safe for you.